Okay, here we go. Day 2. I had some technical difficulties, so we're gonna figure this out. Sweet. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Definitely throw some music on, whatever you want to listen to when you work out. And we are going to start with the same warm-up for the next 4 days. So we have 3 more days, starting with cat-cows. Oh, I lied. Actually, today we're going to start. You can either jog in place. We're going to go 1 minute. Jog in place. If you have stairs in your house, you can like run up and down the stairs or run to your front door and come back, whatever you want to do. But you're going for about a minute. We're just trying to get the heart rate up. And again, I always forget. Start your watch if you're tracking calories, how long it takes. Okay, we'll get it. This is really hard to do. Oh, when you're running. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Also, happy Friday. Let's go. Yesterday, all day felt like Monday. So that was weird. You see my head? Okay, once you're feeling heart rate's a little bit up, we're going to start with cat-cow. Same thing, knees right underneath your hips, wrists right underneath your shoulders, and you're going to drop your belly, look up, breathe in, and then round out, push away from the floor, breathe out. Cycling with your breath, look up, breathe in, round out, breathe out. Nothing like yoga in the morning. Or in the evening, if you're doing this in the evening. Fantastic. You can also kind of go side to side through your hips. I would get tight through my glutes, so this really feels good. Whatever you need, that's what you'll get. It's listening to your body. Okay, we're going to do scapula push-up. So push-up position, you're going to drop your chest down and then push out and away, locking out the elbows. Don't let your elbows bend. Keeping the core nice and tight. Drop the chest, push out and away. Okay, then you have glute bridge, so you lay on your back. Laying on your back. You're going to go feet hip width apart, and then you're going to tuck your hips underneath. You want to twist your pelvis, drive up through your heels. You should feel that through your butt. You're also going to squeeze like you're trying to hold in pee. Have to go to the bathroom, hold it in. You're going to squeeze, feel that right in your butt, and then come back down. So tuck in the pelvis under, tip it, up, push through your heels, breathe through the glutes, hold the pee in, get your pelvic floor contracted, and drive back down. So here, squeeze, back down. Got glute bridges. You're going to feel a little of it in your hamstrings. You might feel a little bit in the back, but the target is the glutes. So if you're feeling it a ton in the hamstrings, that means your heels are too far away from you. You want to bring them in a little bit closer. The farther away your feet are, the more hamstring you're going to feel. Okay, then you're going to do a side plank clamshell. So you're on one elbow, bend your knees, feet behind you. You're going to hold up. You want to stay nice and tight. Remember, through your knee, hip, shoulder, straight line. Then you're going to, keeping your feet together, you're going to lift up the knee, feet together, and drop back down. I like to put my hand on the top glute or your thumb. That's how you can feel the contraction. It's called your mind-muscle connection. So your brain has to work to feel that muscle contract. That's how you know you're contracting the correct muscle. It also helps you just learn how to use the muscles. Like, okay, if I'm thinking about using my glute muscle, now I know my brain has put attention to that spot. And then again, don't be slouchy through your shoulder. Actively push away. So stay nice and tight. You're going to feel this in the bottom abs closest to the floor. And turn around, flip over, switch side. Do the same thing. Side plank, clamshell, pop up, squeeze through the glute, come back down. We got a leg day today. I don't know if you guys are sore. I definitely am feeling it in my core from Wednesday. Okay, then you're going to do plank alternating arm raises. So plank position, you're on your elbows, stay nice and flat. Don't want a peak, you don't want a valley. Pushing away from the floor, nice and flat. You're going to reach one arm out, bring it back underneath, reach the other arm out, bring it back underneath. You don't want to twist through the hips. So when you go to reach, you're not flipping up, pushing. You want to activate those core muscles to hold. So you're reaching, come back underneath, reach, underneath. There we go. If this is too much, drop to your knees. That's how you modify it. So it's going to be a little bit easier. Same thing. We don't want to drop our hips. Stay nice and flat, straight line through the knee. Just going from your knees instead of your feet. Okay, then you've got, last one is our lunge pulse. So you want 90-90 when you come down. So if you come down, you essentially want this back leg to be a 90-degree angle, and you want this front leg to be a 90-degree angle, and then you just dip, come back up. Remember, not all the way straight. You want to come quarter way up. So dip, quarter way up, dip, quarter way up. And then think about pressing through that front foot like you're gas pedaling the floor. So you should feel active through the pinky toe, through the big toe. It's going to help the balance. And just doing this. Start to feel the burn in the quad. Flip it over. Switch sides. All right, doing that same thing. Lunge pulses. Just our warm up. So should be feeling your body temperature, maybe starting to sweat a little bit. I'm breathing heavy. Feeling it in the legs. Okay, grab a drink. Oh, look how cute. My water bottle matches my shirt. Okay, grab a drink. Get some good agua in ya. Okay, for testing today, we're going to do sit-ups. We're going until failure, but still, we want to be have really good form. So you're laying on your back, sit-up position. You're going the fitness grand testing. 6 inches is what you want to come. Here, sit up, come back down. So we're not doing a crunch. We want to come up 6 inches with your fingers flat and come back down. So obviously judge it, but we're going as much as you can. We're just gonna sit up, come back down, sit up, come back down. The faster you go, the more tired you can get faster. So we obviously don't want to be really slow coming. We want to kind of push through these. We're trying to fatigue our core muscles. So wait, when you come down, scapula, your shoulder blades touch the ground, come back up. Shoulder blades touch the ground, come back up. And then you don't want to use your arms to hook up. You want to be like this. We're trying to activate the core muscles. So think here through the stomach, squeeze the lift and lower. Squeeze through the core muscles, come back down. There we go. So you're counting how many flips you can get until you can't get any more. I haven't counted, but there we go. You can get more than 100. I'd be very impressed. Because I'm already feeling from Wednesday my core sore. And I'm already tired. Let me go. You got it. Keep going, keep going. The chisel in the core. Ooh. Feeling the burn. Start to shake. Oh gosh. Okay. We'll call there. Start to slow down. So write down how many sit-ups you got. That's our test for today. And now we're moving to our legs. Today the main focus is posterior chain muscles. So posterior means behind, anterior is in front, posterior behind. So we're mainly working quads, hamstrings, calf, back muscles. This is our posterior chain. So we're gonna hit the glutes. I think I said quads, glutes, hamstrings, calf, and then we're gonna hit core. So first exercise, you're gonna need a weight. So if you have some dumbbells, you could use a band. I have a heavy kettlebell. This is super heavy. Whatever weight you got or band, you put your band underneath your feet. So we're gonna do a Romanian deadlift, the same thing we did on Wednesday, but instead of a single leg, we're doing a double leg. So biggest motion here, we don't want to squat. So we don't want to drop our hips butt down. We want to push our hips butt behind us. This is called a hinge motion. So there's two motions. There's a squat where we drop the butt, and then there's hinge where we push the hips behind us. So we should feel be more on our heels when we do a hinge. If say there's a wall behind me, if it's really hard for you to feel it, have a wall behind you, maybe 6 to 8 inches, and then you're standing, and without bending your knees, you're trying to reach for the wall with your butt. And I feel it with my butt. I step forward just a little bit. So without bending my knees, reaching the hips, butt back, tap that wall, and come back up with your glutes muscles. That's what's lifting you. So you're pushing your hips back, driving back up through your hips, push your hips back, and then drive up through the glutes, stay nice and tight to the core. I don't want to drop. If I drop, I'm not going to be able to hit that wall because I bend my knees. So keeping the hips back, you should feel that stretch behind the hamstring and then drive up through the hips. That's our hinge motion. So we're doing that, but with both legs. So before we were doing this same motion, but we're doing two legs. So you can grab a heavier weight. If you're at the gym, you can do a barbell, but we're grabbing a weight. This is my kettlebell. Feet are about hip width apart. You're going to pull the shoulders back and squeeze through the upper back, stretch those hamstrings, and then drive up through those hips. So push, remember, don't bend the knees, that's a squat. Push, stretch the hamstring, and then drive back up. We're going here. And this is our, if you have dumbbells, you can hold one in each hand, but we are going to do 12 of these. So hinge, drive back up, hinge, drive back up 12 times. If you want to think you're breathing, you're going to breathe out on the way up. Breathe in, coming down, out, out, squeeze up, out, squeeze up. And you got 12 of these. At the top, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your butt together. That's probably about 12 for me. Next one is a lateral wall sit. This one's a little tricky. I'm going to show you on this wall. So I'm standing next to a wall. On the foot away from the wall, you're going to lift up a leg. You can push the knee, doesn't matter where, into the wall. The weight is on that standing leg. So we're trying to balance here. The knee pushed into the wall helps us not fall over. So pushing into the wall, same motion. We want to hinge. We want to push those hips behind us without squatting. I don't want to bend this front knee. So put the knee into the wall, hips behind you. Your chest is essentially going to go over your toes. From here, remember, you don't want your hips super hiked up on the wall, and you don't want it dip super low. Neutral hips. So hips stay level. I'm going to stand one knee on the wall. Doesn't matter where. I'm going to hinge, push my hips back behind me. I should feel that automatically start to light up this outside glute. So my knees not locked out straight, but it's not bent crazy, just barely. So it's not locked out. I should feel that through the glute and this muscle. If you're feeling that and it's on fire, totally fine. Just hold it here. If you're like, no, I'm not really feeling much, I can feel the activation, but it's not hard, you're really strong. Take your knee, you're going to dip your knee towards the wall and then open back up. Dip the knee in, open back up. So we're starting to activate the glute muscles, go in and we squeeze glutes, come out, drop in, come out. Okay, so if you have weak glutes, I definitely have weak glutes. You're going to start to feel this and it starts to eventually collapse because your muscles, like you can't hold it anymore. It starts to, like, you get cramps. Then we're going to flip around and do that same thing on the other side. So turn around, about 6 inches from the wall, standing on one leg, opposite knees into the wall. So I'm having my weight on my outside leg. Then I'm in a hinge. Push my butt back, chest is right over my toes. From there, you should feel that glute light up. You can hold it, going about 30 seconds, holding, or you can drop the knee to the wall and then squeeze open. Drop the knee to the wall, squeeze open. Just be aware of what your foot is doing. You don't want to crunch up and curl your toes. You want to stay flat, like we're gas pedaling the floor. So flat foot, squeeze open. Oh gosh. So you're going to feel this should be mainly glute. You're going to get a little bit of hamstring. And then making sure the weight stays on the outside foot. If we start to shift our weight to a wall, we're not going to feel as much for the glute. So weight standing on the outside foot. Squeezing out. Okay, I'm clapping. Okay, so we hit our hamstrings. These are glutes. And we have calf raises. You can do these on the stairs. If you go to the edge of the stair to get a better range of motion. I'm going to hold my kettlebell. You can do them just standing too in place, but you want to go toes slightly in, holding a weight, holding a baby, holding whatever you can find. So you're going to go toes, turn slightly in like that, and then we're just driving up from your tibias, come back down, and you're going to go quick on it. So it's going to be fast, up and down. We're going till failure. So you just going, until same thing like on the lateral wall sit. Your glutes give out. The other calf raise. Man, I'm feeling my hamstrings burn. Okay, keep going. Get a couple more in, which you're like, I can't go anymore. Try to get 2 more. Okay. That's a whole set. Take a big deep breath into your nose. Out of your mouth. Trying to slow the heart rate down. I need a drink. Okay, grab us underneath you. One set. And we do the whole thing over again. So we're starting again with the top with RDLs. So grab your weight. Remember, pushing those hips behind you. I'm not bending my knees. Stay nice and straight. Push, chest to be over the toes, butt comes back behind you. Notice nice flat back. I don't want to be arched like this, and I don't want to be rounded when I push back. I want to stay nice, flex through the core, reach those hips back, but I don't bend through the hips, okay? So hips back, stretch, back of the legs, driving back up top. Here we go. RDL. Squeeze the shoulders, hinge, push the hips back, stretch, come back up, squeeze through the core. 1, breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, then you have lateral wall sit. Stand on the wall. Leg closest to the wall, into the wall. Hinge, push those hips back. You're going to light up the glute, holding it. Drop the knee to the wall. Squeeze, open up. Knee to the wall. Squeeze, open. So here, squeeze, squeeze. You're going 30 seconds. I can never get 30 seconds. My glutes are the struggle bus. They're weak. So I'm already feeling my butt shaking. But remember, don't bend your knee. Don't sit into it. You're keeping your knee fairly straight, just slightly bent. And then drop the knee in, pull out. Okay. And then switch sides once you feel it. See that? Switch sides. Do that same thing on the other side. bend, open. Notice your back. Don't let your back get super slouchy. Stay nice and tight through the core. Can't do anymore. It's hot. Turn the fan on. Okay, calf raises. Grab your heavy weight. Grab your chin. Toes slightly in like a pizza. And then come back up on your toes. And then you're going fast. Go up and down. Holding a weight. Holding a barbell if you're at the gym. If you have a barbell at your house, hold something heavy. Calf raises or go to the edge of the stairs. Get full range of motion so your heels would drop underneath the stair that you're standing on. Oh my gosh. Okay. Do a million of those. We're going to go one more set. Deep breath into your nose. Okay, here we go. Already up. Heavy weight. Shoulders back. Squeeze. Feet pointed out in front. Heels right underneath your hips. So when you're on RDL stance, you don't want your feet wide outside here. We want to bring them underneath your hips. So find where your hip is. Foot stands right underneath that hip. And then we're going to hinge forward. So push hips, butt back. Drive up through the glutes. Hinge. Step up. Hinge. Breathe out. Turn it. Butt back. Stretch the hamstrings. Drive up. There we go. Start in the elbow. Breathe out. Remember, when you're holding on to it, don't let the shoulders crack. Squeeze behind you, push. Squeeze up to the top. Squeeze. Drive up. Tight core, especially when you start to get tired. Our core is going to want to give up. Don't let your back round out. Okay. Then we got lateral wall sit. Standing on one leg, weight is on that leg. The knee is just for balance to not fall over. But don't put your weight into the wall. Stay nice and tall. Push, hips, butt back. You should start to feel that light up here. Then we're going to drop knee to the wall. Squeeze open. Knee to the wall. Squeeze open. Here. So we're going in, out. Don't let your knee bend. Don't sit down into it. We want to stay tall with a slight bend in our knee. So before I usually feel, because I activate incorrectly, I start to feel my hamstring on this one. But the longer I do it, like on the third set right now, my glute takes everything and it's turned on. My glute's now working and it's also sitting and I can't do anymore. Okay, this side. Same thing on the other side. Stay on the outside leg. Knee to the wall. Hinge. Push the butt back. Chest over those toes. And then drop them into the wall. Come back out. We're pulsing. We're just holding. Remember, big toe should stay on the wall. So the floor the whole time. So you shouldn't be lifting your big toe when you go to push that knee out. So when you go out with the knee, keeping the big toe jammed into the floor. It's okay. That's it for me. If you're feeling good, keep going. Move around to calf raises when you're done. So wait. Pizza, your toes, slightly in. Up on your tippy toes, coming back down. Fall over. I know if people think my calves are tired, I think my hamstrings are tired. Okay, grab a drink. You call it there. Let's have posterior chain, glute, hamstrings, calf. Next, we're going to do some core. So grab a drink, slow breath in through your nose, out of your mouth. Ooh. Okay, we're going to grab a dumbbell, medium, small dumbbell. You can grab a med ball if you have a med ball. I don't have a light dumbbell or a med ball. I'm going to use the yoga ball. I don't know if it'll actually do anything, but we're going to try it. But if you have a med ball, smaller weighted ball, you're doing an X. So start at your hip here. You're going to go opposite shoulder, across like an hourglass, down to the other hip, and then back to where you started. So we're coming up, over, down, across. So we're making an hourglass. Arms are straight. That's why you can't go super heavy, because arms should be straight. The weight should be out in front. That activates your core. When you have it closed in, you're going to feel more arms. So here, straight arms, make an hourglass. From to the side, here, out, and down. So shoulder, shoulder, hip, hip, making an hourglass. And do an 8 of those if you have a weight. This ball's super light, so I have to do a few more. But that's the first one. Second one, you're doing bear crawl shoulder taps. So you are in a bear crawl position, which is essentially our cow here, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. The only difference is you're on your toes, so you're not flat on the top of your foot. You're up on the ball of your foot, and you're going to push until your knees are floating. So I'm contacting through my feet, contacting through my hands. That's what's holding me up. I'm not lazy through my upper back. I'm actively pushing still. Now I'm going to shoulder tap. So you're going to push away from the floor with the hand that is holding you up. And then you're going to tap one hand back to the floor, push away, tap the other one. So notice I'm not moving my butt. Knees are right underneath the hips. I'm just tapping. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder, side to side. You're going to feel this through your core. You're going to feel it in your legs, quads. So you're going side to side, tapping. How many of those do you got? You're doing 8 each side, nice and controlled. So slow, side, right, left, right, left. Here we go. Okay, let's do an 8 on each side. Then we're going to do fire hydrants. Same position. You're going to lift knee to the side, come back down. Notice I'm not twisting through the hips. Hips stay flat, level up top. Squeeze through that knee, come back down. We're activating the glute again. So coming up, squeeze, coming back down. You should feel that in the glute leg that you're lifting. Squeeze through the glute, come back down. Squeeze, come back down. You're doing 15 to 20 each side. So from the front, same thing here. It's called quadruped position. You have 4, I can't think what it's called. Like arm, leg. Appendage. There, maybe that's the word. 4 appendages. So you're going. That's like quad for quadruped on all 4s. Okay, once you've done 15 to 20 on one side, you're going to switch. So squeeze. Notice my hips don't twist out of alignment. Shoulders, hips line up. Squeeze through the knee, coming back down. Lift the knee, squeeze through the glute, coming back down. 15 to 20. Okay, once you've got 20 or 15, depending on how your glutes are feeling, donkey kicks. Last one for this set. Knees underneath hips, wrists underneath shoulders. You're going to keep that 90 degree through your knee. You're not opening up through the knee. You're moving through your hip joint. So lift the knee, keep that 90 degrees, come back underneath. Squeeze, come back down. This should be hamstring and glute. You're going to kick up. Don't go straight. You don't want to be here. Keep that knee bent, moving through the hips. Lift, come back down. Same thing. You got 15 to 20 each side. My glutes are tired. I'm feeling it in my leg goes down. So 15 to 20, and then switch side. Do that same thing on the other side. Squeeze, come back down. Squeeze, come back down. Glutes. If your knee pops out just a little bit, once you get to the top, your knee kind of rotates out, that's okay. That's just because of how the glute muscles work. So at the top, they're going to pull the knee out slightly. So once you got 15 donkey kicks on both legs, then we're back to the top. Med ball or dumbbell or baby, whatever you can find to hold your weight. Hip, shoulder, shoulder, hip. Go the other direction. So if I was doing this last time, I'm going to go the opposite way. So I'm just doing it backwards how I was doing it, hitting both sides. Remember, tight core. We don't want our hips pushing into it. Everything's nice and solid through our core. Side, come over, side, nice and straight. Flex that out. You're going to feel this in your shoulders if you have a weight. You're going to feel it in your core more if you have a weight. You're doing 8 X's, so up. That's 1. Up. 2. 3. You got 8 of those. Once you're done with 8, then we are back to our bear crawl shoulder taps. So here, straight from the front. Knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Push up so knees are off the floor. They're floating on the balls of my toes. Right hand to left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder. You're alternating, nice and slow and controlled. Actively push away from the floor. Stay nice and tight through the core. Start feeling your legs. 8 on each side. Nice and controlled, slow. If on the fire hydrant, this one, if it was too easy, grab a mini band. It's a band completely in a circle. Grab a mini band. You're going to put it on right above the knees. So I'm quadruped position here. If it's too easy last time, I'm going to put a mini band on, squeeze, pulling out, because now I'm actively squeezing into that band. So from the front, squeeze open, coming back in. Squeeze open, coming back in. So if it's too easy, add some resistance. And for sides, once you've done 15 to 20 on each side. So feel your glutes, you'll be on fire right now. Oh gosh, okay. Donkey kicks, you can do that same thing if you leave the mini band, but you're gonna have to take one part, put it underneath your knee, so that when you go to pull back, it doesn't snap at you. So move this underneath the knee if you want to use a mini band, and kick back, come back underneath, kick back, come back underneath, squeezing. My glutes are on fire. Okay, keep going. 15. My glutes are giving up. So I'm gonna switch. Put the mini band on the other side underneath, and then kick back. Whoop. Hold it. Here, back underneath. If you have a big band, you could probably wrap it around your legs, around your knees, or if it's looped, put it in a circle. It's a little harder though, harder than with a mini band. Okay, depending on where your time is, we're sitting about 33 minutes, so if you need to go, or if you have extra time, do another set. If you need to go, we're gonna call it there. The last one for stretching is called the world's greatest stretch. So because it hits so many muscles at one time. So you're in push-up position, flat back, not here, flat back. Big step forward. So my foot's on the ground. I'm going to drop my hips down. I'm going to hold that for a second. Then I'm going to drop my knee out. So, or I can push knee out, feeling that stretch through the hips, glutes. Push out here, come back underneath here. Then we're going to take our hands on opposite. So my right leg is forward, my left hand is down. I'm going to open up, twist, reach through the chest pec, reach, and now I'm going to thread the needle. I'm going to reach across and through, dropping that shoulder to the floor, and then I'm going to put it back and do the same thing on the other side. So it's called the world's greatest stretch from the front. Push-up position, big step forward. I get my foot flat on the ground. I'm dropping my butt, hips. Then I'm going to lift up whatever hand is closest to your foot. Reach to the ceiling. Take that same hand, thread it between your arm and your leg. Reach down, dropping that shoulder. And you're going to take that knee and you're going to push out. So we're stretching through the hips. I'm going to do that one more time on each side. Push-up position, big step forward. Oh, knee, drop the knee, stretch through the hips, open up. And you're going to reach, stretch through the pec, shoulder, reach between your arm and your leg, that's the foot that's behind you, drop that shoulder, push up position, go again on the other side. Big step, drop that knee, push it out. When you get here, after you drop it out, we want to squeeze the glutes. So tighten the glutes before you thread, reach up, squeeze the glute, reach down, drop that shoulder. Back to push up. Okay, time. We're sitting at 35 minutes. Happy Friday. Go get some water. Get some good protein. Recover. Way to go. See you next time.